Hello and welcome to another episode of Lost in Minecraft. In today's episode we will be expanding the spider spawner that we found previously into a spider spawner experience point farm. So let's get cracking. So from the top of the base where we had the nether portal beforehand, I've just done a little bit of development work to come down into our mines, make it a little bit easier. So I've blocked off, that was our lower way down. I made a nice wide convenient staircase for us. As you can see, you just come round here, and on the right there is the doorway through to the big cavern, and there is our nether portal. So if we come back to where we had the spider spawner before, just checking, making sure it's all nice and safe and clear. It does appear to be. Oh no, got a friend. He was nothing to do with the spider spawner, just happened to be a random spider in the area. So just check the chests, make sure they're all emptied, then we shall remove them, making use of those later. And now we need to expand out the chamber. So from the spawner we need to go out 4 blocks in every direction, ultimately making a 9x9 square room with the spawner slap bang in the middle of it. So we've counted out 1, 2, 3, 4, so just put a block on the end there to mark the end, build it out a little bit, and 1, 2, 3, one more into the back there. 1, 2, and dig 2 out there, and we'll do the same on the last side as well. And then we shall dig out all the walls and open it up fully. So once we have these last few little bits and pieces, waste not, want not. And here we have a 9x9 room with the spider spawner in the middle. Now this is the basic setup you can use for any monster spawner. So remember, fill in any gaps you find. It's more the sort of kill and collection chamber at the end that varies for spider spawners. Other spawners rely on big drops to damage the mobs before you can loot them. Of course, spiders can climb, so we need a different tactic. Now the room needs to be 4 blocks above the spider spawner and 2 blocks below. So as you can see there, we had 2 blocks on top of the torch, so we needed 1 extra higher, and now you can see we've got 2 blocks beneath, as we can nicely fit underneath it. So we'll just fill in our gaps, and that is our basic chamber finished. Now we just need to get the spiders where we want them. So to do that we need to use water to flush them along. So a nice view of the full chamber, 9x9, 7 high. The spider spawner is just slightly offset on the vertical, so it's 3 up or 4 down depending on how you look at it. So we will put a water bucket in the opposite corner from where we want our collection system, so 1 in each corner there, and you can see there's sort of a drier patch in the middle where the water doesn't go, so we just want to dig that out carefully. And then just fill out the rest. Put a hole in the middle of the wall there, because that will be our corridor where the spiders are going to be washed. So you just want to break this out into a 3 wide 2 high little chamber and dig it back to a total of 10 blocks. That'll be an additional 9. That's just taking us into that little cavern system that was behind. Just very careful, make sure that nothing's lurking, doesn't seem to be. But it does make it a bit more difficult to keep count. So we'll count it down. 10. And at the end there, we shall just fill out a wall. And again, the advantage of using the cobblestone is if we end up approaching from the other side there, from other adventures digging in the mines, the cobblestone is naturally generating, so we will know that there's something there that is a little bit different, a little bit special. In this instance, our farm. So now we've got the length right, we just dig out the rest of the 3x2 chamber. I'm going to use some water shenanigans to wash the spiders down here when the time comes. So just fill it all out, make sure nothing can sneak in or sneak out. And that's our corridor finished. So if you just come down to the bottom, dig out a 4x3 little hole. To get a pair of chests, place them down like so. Now I just need to craft up a couple of hoppers. I'm going to need 4 in total. I forgot to bring some with me, so just quickly craft some and place them down so that they all lead into the chest like so. That is going to be our collection system. So just to make sure that we have got some defense from the spiders, put a single row of bricks above that sort of last hopper where the chests are. Convenient little tester there, so yeah, that looks fine. Under those, just put a single trapdoor. You don't need to open them or anything, it just means the spiders will not get past that point. So I've dug a little path from the back there back into the tunnel. We'll have to change this up soon, but for now it will do. I just realised I'm still short of a bit of water, so I'm just going to claim back these 2 bits in the corners and make myself an infinite water source. There's 1 and 2. Up and down in opposite corners, and there we have our infinite water source. Now we come back down into the tunnel and we are just going to put slabs along the roof of it. This stops the spiders from climbing around too high. Run out a little bit, so there's the entrance to our new and improved tunnel. So just get ourselves some more of these slabs. And finish off the tunnel. That's it, just keeps the spiders under control. Now once we have everything set up like this, you get 3 gates. Pop it along that way, make sure they're all facing the right way. really. Make sure they're all facing the right way. There we go. Open them all up. And on the opposite side of them, put down a bucket of water. Now from where you see me putting that first one, it's a little bit too far forward. We will deal with that at another time. As you can see, I'm trying to work it out. And I've actually done it the wrong way around and moved the other one forward instead of that one back. Just claim some more water. We'll see why this is a problem in a little while and how to go about fixing it. So now we don't need the infinite water source anymore, we've just filled it in. Take out these little blocks we've put in. Put a torch on the wall because it is about to get dark in here. The last little step is we need to get the torch off the top of the spawner. Now do be very careful with your spawners. If you break it, it is uncollectible. You will lose it permanently. Even if you use Silk Touch, that will not come to your rescue. So just be very careful. So we put a torch on the front, just to keep it lit. Get rid of that torch, and then put a slab on top, because monsters cannot spawn on top of slabs. Or bottom half slab, should I say. Now all we need to do is fill the water back in those corners. Number 1. And number 2. As you can see, it's still running to where we had it before. And now we want to break that last block where the water sits. And as you can see, the water now flows down through to our little tunnel. So we'll remove the torch there. Remove that one. And as you can see, the spawn chamber works very quickly. Started spawning pretty much instantly. So we'll block off our little corridor. And come round to our kill chamber. Now, as you can see, the spiders seem to be just hanging around up near where the gates were. They're not being washed down towards us. They will eventually spot us and decide to come down and have a visit, but this is not optimal for us. So we need to go back in. There we go. There's some of them coming down now. We need to go back in and change the water setup. So come back round, open it up, put down a torch so that the spawner stops spawning. Of course it won't do anything to stop the ones that are there already, so we need to fight them as normal. Not quite in range. So just deal with these as normal. Accidentally knocked the torch off the wall, so quickly put that back on. No more have spawned, which is good for us. And as you can see, there's a couple lurking down at the bottom. They will eventually try to come back our way. As you can see, they've spotted us. Nothing that they can do about it. The water is keeping them pushed back pretty well. And one of them looks just about ready to come over. Anyway, we are going to put some blocks down here just to stop the flow of water, make it easier for us to maneuver around to sort out our water issue. water source, moved it back. To try to do the same with the other one. It looks like we may have doubled up on our water sources there at some point. So as long as we've got 2 buckets of water, it's probably going to be easiest to deal with these pair of spiders. Put down some blocks to take out the water sources and start them afresh. Remember, just swap when you see the experience baubles like that. Swap out to anything that you think needs a bit of mending. Just get your durability back on your equipment. As you can see, that's where we want the water, but it does not seem to like us being there. So, need to deal with what looks like a water source block there. Probably the easiest way in this instance is just a bit of dirt. The water's still flushing around a bit, so there's one down. Pick that one up. Make sure your gates are open. Put the other one down. Pick that one up. As you can see, now all the water is flowing back down the tunnel. So I was saying about the dirt, you could have just put it down to eliminate the water source blocks there, but we seem to have managed it now. So we'll just take that out, and there you go, spiders spawning straight away again. Just what we wanted. And now you can see they're being washed down towards us. So swap out your gear so you can make sure you're getting your durability back from the mending enchantment. The the looting 3 should I say, on the diamond sword means that we're going to get extra drops from them. Not necessarily extra XP, but they drop spider eyes and string, which are all good items to have. String's good for trading, and spider's eyes I believe are good for creating potions. Now one other little bit I have done is, as you can see, we started at the spider spawner, and I've made a nice big long open corridor so we can get from the nether portal down here nice and quickly. I'll just open up this bit a little bit more, added an extra door here, and we come around the corner and there is our nether portal. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's a very good way of doing a spider spawner farm. It's the first spider spawner farm I've ever done. I've done zombies and skeletons before, so this was a new experience for me. Hopefully we'll find some others later on in our adventures. But for now, thank you very much for joining me. Please like, comment, subscribe. Click the bell for notifications if you want. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you, and goodbye.